Welcome back. Where your doctor could soon be asking you a lot more questions. This after a panel appointed by the Department of Health and Human Services recommended that doctors screen all adults for depression, just as part of routine health care. John Durham is the former president of the National Alliance on Mental Illness in Dallas and joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here, first of all. And mental health, really a serious issue. 1 in 5 Americans affected by mental illness each year. Right, so we're talking a lot of people. When you heard these recommendations, what did you think?
I thought finally, especially when you look at the postpartum depression. I mean, we look at the statistics, and it's about 70% of all women who get pregnant have some kind of postpartum depression. Most of it is low level,
right?
But there are those cases that we hear about in the news, and we wonder, gosh, why didn't the doctor find out about it? Well, because they're not trained to ask the right questions.
So the doctors, they believe, should be trained to ask these kind of questions. What kind of questions should doctors be asking? You
know, there's a lot of questions about should they use the regular Beck screening, or should they, there's actually a new postpartum screening test that has 35 questions.
What if you, I mean, this is every adult though, right? I mean,
right.
It's not just
every
women.
question should have it, but I mean, for postpartum, it's a little different as far as it'll ask you, like, if you felt bad about yourself,
right,
and are you thinking of suicide? Those are the quick ones. It's like if you hear
But what if you're not that extreme?
Well, if you're not that extreme, then there's a lot of things you can do. The doctor can refer you to a support group, send you out to referral to a therapist, to a psychiatrist, to a combination where you're getting support, you're seeing a therapist, and you're taking medication. So a lot of times it just depends on how severe you are and how long you've been depressed.
Is it the doctor's responsibility to probe into your life, though? You know, if you're not willing to share.
Well, you know, when the doctor's looking at you, they didn't look at your whole body, and your head doesn't come off.
Right. That's a good point. So they really should be looking into everything, even as a primary care doctor, then, right? And also, it's probably the responsibility of friends and family to speak up as well.
Oh, definitely. But now they're looking at combining your whole body health, and so when you look at that, you can't leave out the mental health portion of that, because that affects your physical health.
With these recommendations, they really did focus a lot on postpartum depression, as you mentioned. They really want doctors to take a really close look at women who are pregnant or have just had a baby as well. It seemed like they want all Americans to be screened for depression, but really, truly, women who are pregnant and women who have just had a baby too. Right, so that was basically their recommendations.
Yes, and it's scary when you think that a lot of women feel like they're the only ones who feel this way, and they are embarrassed, so they don't know that they can share that with their doctor and share that with other people and feel better about themselves, because you know they don't have to blame their pregnancy for being heavy, or feel bad about having feelings like maybe the baby's being given too much attention. I mean, that's natural, but you need to talk about it.
Right, yeah. And you feel like everybody should be checked every year. I mean, this isn't like we check you every couple of years just to see if your head's in the right place, but really you think it needs to be every single year?
No, I think most people, you know, go for their annual physical.
Right.
So why not an annual depression screening?
Yeah, makes sense, right? Yeah, and you said that we're all just one major event away from facing some sort of depression.
That's
really?
right.
I mean, like, it could be a divorce, it could be a move. There's lots of changes
in death.
People's
you know,
lives.
it could be loss of job. A lot of those things are the things that set you off.
Yeah. So good to be mindful of that if something's happening in your life or you're seeing a lot of changes, just to check yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we do want to let everyone know about the Allen Americans. They're going to be having a mental health awareness night that's coming up. Terrace level tickets are going to benefit the National Alliance on Mental Illness Dallas. That's the game Friday, February 5th. And you guys are going to have a booth, or the organization is going to have a booth on site as well. Basically just some more information on mental health that people can check out. And we'll put all the information on our website, fox4news.com. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Lauren,
really
for having me
it.
here. I appreciate you.
Thank you.